We hot up in here. I'm telling you, man, you're gonna need the North Pole to cool us off, man. For sure.
Telephone voucher is one of the most convenient ways that I'm finding now to do my shopping here at Farmer Joe, and my sister just sent through the voucher on my cell phone, and I just come straight to Farmer Joe to do my shopping.
Ole si tulanga pitusili ole tau. Ole lafo me ole pepa tala oloa. Ona faangale faatau ai oloa e aunga mo le ainga.
I think it's really convenient for families overseas if they don't know how to help their families here. Then this is the perfect way.
Mai ele sa so fo tau ele sia sa.
Le fia foi sa we mo mawina le foi au nang fo ala mai le talo for voucher. Ila wana faatau ma me te mga oi. Ile voucher.
Dai mo le talo pa voucher. Ua maua le apususio se wa fine. So se paro loa fai ngo fie. A mai se le tfelu ai malo telefoni. Tai mi uma. Ai lo la fo merkes ona ino de tamao le ainga.
Fa te tu la vole tal pa voucher mo le foi au nang fo pa tai. Ma lo la le tampai.
Pa tai talo pa voucher. Teki talo pa voucher.
O le Oceania Career Academy, o sea o ngai mangele ua whaatui nei le pūlenga le fono mō tangata Pasifika ma Maori. O sea o ngai mauaile to mai whakamuta, whaapea isi anga wa eseste. E talia so se tangata mai le se furu ono i le wha se furu tausanga, ma ea o nga fua li ima tamai tai wano fo maupesi te seni New Zealand. Whaafso tai nei loa le OCA i le overu se lau, ono lua lua, valu fitasi. Pea siasi le website www.oca.nz.
O Merikirisimasi mawhaelo matupita i lua se lau tala e wha se fulu o Sauni e le Pacific Easy mo ana paanga. E lua se fulu whaelonga mo Samoa, lua se fulu fo i whaelonga tupita i lua se lau tala mo New Zealand ei. Wha mole mole wha au ngā le tali fufonga au mai lau pasi e loa ai wa mai au na whai au tui. Mai fau tui na fo i le wha au ngā le F-Pass e tutongi ei tupe wha momoli. Pe a wha au ngā ina o tātou ofisai o Tara o Tahuru ma Mangele. Wha aftek tele Samoa le langlango i le nei tausanga ma ia manu i tele le Kirisimasi ma le tausanga fau i ainga Mo Samoa. Modisi whaamtalanga wala au le ovalu se lau o tasi ono. Po le lua fitu ono, fitu wiva, fitu wha. Pacific Easy o lau paanga mo tupe whaamomoli i Samoa.
Tau tua ma le au nanga remote tau Samoa Service Station nei tōna i maki. Ma tau te utuina lo ta vale, ma le tele o nisi o mato au nanga i se ese. Ai le ngata foi le, ma tau te sea ke ina fo i lo ta vale. Siapa lah yang voice wow, mau lah ucapan. Apa itu yang vai pa ulusa? Awalnya telepon, matu te siapa lah yang voice mau lah ucapan. Mulu no posila fia, mua tapi lah ucapan le peaut. Lua tapi lah telefon ni time me utu ina lah ucapan. Mana vaenga mulu. Mana tua fo e matua i whasa aina, lo tau maftapa ai no fuanga whapeni.
o Samoa. O le maota mo Samoa. Mato te fia e au auna pea mo o Samoa. Maftaile fia mai. We'll see you again. God bless.
Talafalava everyone, malole soifua moa, malilangi mama, and a warm Pacific greetings to you all for your Thursday afternoon here. I'm just like for you. It's so great to see everyone tuning in for your Thursday here on Pea and Claudia BluTable Podcast on Blue TV. It's been amazing.
It has. Talafalava everyone, and oh, there goes my keys. But honestly, I am having such a perfect Thursday, especially after yesterday. We had such a great show yesterday here on Blue TV. We had the brother Lorenzo on the show with us, and we're talking about relationships.
Yeah.
And about this permit that guys seem to need to acquire from their significant other before going out in the weekend. And that definitely spurred a lot of conversation yesterday. So if you want to watch that show, just click on yesterday's show, and some of the comments were actually very, very funny, but it was a great conversation. So next week, we're going to be bringing Lorenzo on the show again, and we're going to be talking more about relationships as well, because it seems like a lot of you really, really enjoy it.
Everyone enjoyed it. We had high volumes of messages coming through from everyone, and I think it was a nice open space for everyone to share their thoughts and just kind of just open up a little bit about it. But before we get into a little bit of a banter, we just thought we'll let you know we are outside of our normal studio. As you may already know, we have moved locations. We are now at 28D Lambie Drive here in Manukau, and we've had the builders head in and out, and they're currently working on a few things for our new studio, so we're just super excited about that, just getting a few wires connected here and there. So we're actually outside in our working office.
And I'm going to take this opportunity, because we do mention the blueprint of Bluwave, and if you can see behind me, we have these A3 frames there that actually could get printed. So we've got the Minister Lauli here, we've got Jacinda Ardern. So we have a lot of frames here that you can get printed out, framed for Christmas. That'll be a really nice present. And I think it's only $54, and that comes with a beautiful wooden frame as well. So
it's been busy, super busy since we've since the move. But of course, we do want to make a special shout out and a thank you to all of our sponsors. Without our sponsors and the support and love from our viewers, this show wouldn't be possible. So again, we continue. We will never get tired of saying thank you. Whawhetai lava to the beautiful Whalute from Pacific 40. If you're looking for the perfect gift for your family in Samoa, send them a Pacific 40 talofa voucher. It's easy. One click away this Christmas. specific 40 talofa voucher. And if you are in Samoa and you are driving around and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to put some petrol in and I'm going to head out to Kuwabaks, you can do that with the Maota o Samoa service station. The friendly team will pop out and gas your car up free. It's all free service, friendly service. Or just pop in there.
I don't think I've ever had anyone come out and pump my gas in my car for me. I feel like that's very like A-class experience.
It is, and you know, like I said, you can use a talofa voucher there at Maota o Samoa service station in Samoa, and of course the generator. If you have that perfect business idea and you're looking for someone to generate those ideas, you can do so with the generator. Head over to their Facebook page with your awesome business ideas and hit up the generator. And of course, Pacific Easy. Lea whionga ia whai malo Alan Stowers, thank you so much for your love and support. We will never forget. And check out their Christmas promotion that we have plastered all over our social media pages. So check it out and send your family a very Merry Christmas. Easy Christmas with Pacific Easy over to Samoa. Oh my gosh, I'm out of breath. And our
we have a
new sponsor.
Welcome.
Welcome on board is Oceania Career Academy. We've also shared all of their details on our social media platforms, and I'm quite excited. It is an academy for our tradies, and it is a free service, but you need to check out their website and the details because there are some information that you need to know because, you know, it's a free service. So check out the website. We have all of the details online on our social media platforms.
Honestly, how blessed are we to have these ongoing sponsors and new sponsors joining the Blue TV family. So thank you so much for coming on board. Lorenzo has just commented saying, I want to thank you, Claudia, in advance for my Christmas present. You can leave my hat in the podcast office. Now, Lorenzo, I know you've tried many times to take my hat, but this hat has stayed on my head. And he says, can you see my photo in the exhibition at the back? I think maybe Lorenzo's photo is on the back, on 1, 2, it's behind the bush there. So you can't see it, but
we've got Adam
Lorenzo,
and Eve's photo over there somewhere.
We've got Lorenzo there, and a big hello to the beautiful Ala, who's also tuned in. She said, Lorenzo must be nice. She didn't make the photo card. And I think that's because you're too beautiful, Ala. Too beautiful.
And also a massive shout out to Te Wheeler, who's tuned in from the beautiful Melbourne. We hope Melbourne is wow today. And Bale, who sent through an aloha. So I'm assuming you're saying aloha from Samoa or Hawaii. And there we've got a shout out to everyone that's tuned in, but a little bit about that banter. If you want to remain anonymous, we've had a few questions come through via our online messenger regarding our conversation and discussion that we had yesterday regarding relationships. And I'm not talking just about a husband and wife. We're talking about single, if you're singles, a mum and daughter relationship, a mother-in-law and a daughter relationship.
I like that little smile she had on her face when she said that.
And a daughter relationship. We're going to openly discuss this next week on Wednesday as well. So send in your questions if you have. You can remain anonymous. Don't worry. We won't announce your name. But we did have an interesting question that came through yesterday as well from a viewer who asked, what if your partner is an outgoing person and then you have your significant other is not really keen on going out? Two totally different personalities. That question came through yesterday and I just kind of went, are you referring to my relationship? Because that's kind of similar. Whereas Fala doesn't really like to go out and I love to head out. What's your opinion on that?
I think I don't think that's the only solution, but I think one of the solutions is just to kind of find that middle common ground. So maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
That's as far as my, I don't know. I know Lorenzo's watching at the moment. So maybe, Lorenzo, if you have any advice, if you could let us know. But thank you for the update, Lorenzo. He said there's a positive case at David Lane Residential Care in Mangere. So we're just keeping everyone there in our prayers and thoughts.
So stay safe, everyone. But yeah,
that is a tricky.
It's a tricky one, and
maybe we can discuss that a little bit more next week while I think of like.
But I do agree. I think finding that common ground, because sometimes we kind of think that the same types of characters and personality, attract, but then they always say opposites attract as well. It's quite a little bit tricky. Yeah. We will be getting into more of the research side of it and talking points next week. So send your questions through, because we've seen that there has been a high demand regarding this topic.
People love these
conversations. They absolutely loved it. We were flooding, the messages were coming through.
They love it. So we will do that show again next week, but we are going to go into a little break because when we come back, we are going to have a beautiful talanoa with Pacific Work Connect. And if you are wondering who are Pacific Work Connect and what do they do, stay tuned, because we will talk a little bit more about that after the break.
Don't go anywhere. Wait.
O le Oceania Career Academy, o sea o ngai mangele ua whaatuina i le pūlenga le whono mō tangata Pasifika ma Maori. O sea o ngai mauaile to mai whakamuta, whapea isi anga wa esese. E talia so se tangata mai le sefuru ono i le wha sefuru tausanga, mai ha o nga fua li ima tamai tai wano fo mau pesi tseni New Zealand. Whaafso tai nei loa le OCA i le overu se lau, ono lua valu fitasi. Pea si le website www.oca.nz.
O Malikirisimasi ma whaelonga tupeta i lua se lautala e whase fulu o Samoa le Pacific i Samoa na paanga. E lua se fulu whaelonga mo Samoa, lua se fulu foi whaelonga tupeta i lua se lautala mo New Zealand nei. Whamole whaonga le tali fafonga au mai lau pasi e loa ai ua mai au na whai utui. Mai fautui na foi le whaonga le F-Pass e tutongi e tupe whaamomoli. Pea whaonga ina o tātou ofisai o Tara o Tahuru ma Mangele. Whaaftek tele Samoa le langlango i le nei tausanga ma ia manu i tele le Kirisimasi ma le tausanga fau i ainga umo Samoa. Modisi whaamtalanga wala au le overu se lau o tasi ono. Po le lua fitu ono, fitu wiva, fitu wha. Pacific Easy o lau paanga mo tupe whaamomoli i Samoa.
Telephone voucher is one of the most convenient ways that I'm finding now to do my shopping here at Farmer Joe, and my sister just sent through the voucher on my cell phone, and I just come straight here to Farmer Joe to do my shopping.
O le si tūlanga pitasili o le tāu. O le lafo me o le pepa tala o loa. O na whaanga le whaatau o loa e au ngā mo le ainga.
I think it's really convenient for families overseas if they don't know how to help their families here. Then this is the perfect way.
Mai ai le sa sunga fua tau e lisia sa.
Le fia foi sau e mo mawina le foi au nang fo e ala mai le talo fo voucher. Le wana whaakau ma me te mga oi ile voucher.
Tai mo le talo pa voucher ua maua le apususi o sewa fine. So se paro loa whaingo fie, a me se le te wherua i malau telefoni, tai mi uma. Ai lo le lafo me le cash, o na inu e lor tamao le ainga.
Whapea tu lava le talo pa voucher mo le foi au nang fo whaptai. Ma lua langa le tampai.
Whaptai talo pa voucher. Teki talo pa voucher.
Hello, lover, and welcome back to Blue TV, BluTable Podcast with Pea and Claudia. Now, as promised, we have the team from Pacific Work Connect joining us today. And Pacific Work Connect is a free service to help eligible Pacific migrants in Auckland become job ready in New Zealand job market. So talofa lava, and a huge welcome to Ligi, Eseta and Jono. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today, and apologies for the delay that we had, but please, if you could please introduce yourselves.
Talofa lava, thank you for the warm invitation. I did see a couple of the handyman walk past you in your entrance. But my name is Karolingi, and my village, my dad is from Whaskauka and Safoku. My mother is from a beautiful village. She's from Awhenga. So I live here in Otara, and I look after my parent. And so I'm the Senior Career Development Consultant for Pacific Work Connect.
Beautiful. What about yourself, Eseta?
Tala palava. My name is Eseta Autagavaia. I'm born and raised here in South Auckland. My father hails from the village of Vailokaloli, and my mother hails from the village of Whangalua and Matsautu and Apia. So I'm one of the new career consultants with Pacific Work Connect.
Oh, well, congratulations. And last but not least, Jono, if you could please introduce yourself.
Yeah, talofa lava team, whakalofa lai atu. My name is Jono Ngan. My parents hail from the beautiful island of Niue. My mom is Funuan, and she's from Tuapa. And my dad comes from the beautiful island of Samoa. He's half Chinese, half Samoan, hails from the beautiful island of Savai'i as well. I am a career development consultant with the Pacific Work Connect team, and I'm so happy to be on this show.
Thank you so much, Steve. And I see just so many wonderful, warm smiles. And I know today's Talanoa is going to be amazing. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, no, it's and I think it's it's important that the service is available for our people. So thank you once again for the awesome work that you do for our community. Look, team, Pacific Work Connect is a free service to help our Pacific migrants here in Auckland become job ready. I actually didn't know that this service existed, and
neither.
So it's a really awesome. That there's someone or there's a team out there to help our Pacific community when they move over. Can you just please tell us a little bit more about Pacific Work Connect, who you are, and your relationship with Tertiary Education Commission?
Yeah, so we're talking about relationships, so this is probably an add-on from your Talanoa.
Yes,
I find it really interesting because everything's all about relationships.
Yes.
So the relationship that we have, so we've got a lot of relationship. Not trying to encourage that kind of relationship to our younger viewers. So Pacific Work Connect, we actually we're funded by the New Zealand Immigration. So they're the key relationship. And then they've got into relationship with the Tertiary Education Commission, who we work for, and so the funding comes from New Zealand Immigration, given it to Tertiary Education Commission, and so the Tertiary Education Commission. There's two sides of the Tertiary Education Commission. There's the investment side. That investment side is that they fund all the universities and the polytechnics and all the PTE. They even fund Oceania Academy, who you mentioned earlier. So that's one side. And the other side of our business is around careers. And so that's where the Pacific Work Connect, we sit in the career space. So you're right, you probably haven't heard from us because this is the second year we've actually delivered this awesome program. It was something that was needed for our community for a long, long time, and they tried it last year in lockdown in 2020, and so again we've just finished a third lockdown. So so that's the relationship between New Zealand Immigration and also Tertiary Education Commission. So that's our relationship.
Look, man, that's awesome. You've given us a little bit of a insight to this awesome relationship that you have formed with the team there at Tertiary Education. Can you what was the actual purpose for Pacific Work Connect? Because I know that our people really need the service, but now that it sounds like that you may have, it's birthed through probably the worst time ever, because now the borders are closed and not many of our people are heading over, apart from our pickers. But what was the main drive behind the Pacific Work Connect? So
the purpose was that there is an existing program called Work Connect. Work Connect is a program that's been operating for about 4 years. And what they've noticed that not many of our new people who arrive from the islands, from Samoa, from Fiji, from Tonga, in other Pacific nations that they weren't really engaged in that program. So there was a lot of people advocating that we need a Pacific Work Connect program that looks at our culture, looks at our language, and what we do. It's not. There's been a lot of Pacific people that have been in New Zealand for a long time. So what we've noticed with this program, we've been able to give them the context of what does New Zealand look like in terms of job market. We're able to articulate that in Samoa and in Tongan, and then we're able to fast track them into looking for work and the key areas that they understand the labour job market here in New Zealand. Langa whapeala ko what happens in the islands is the same here in New Zealand, but it's totally different. So that's the key of this program.
Now, Jono, I'm going to ask you this question. So you offer a free service to help our eligible Pacific people become job ready within the New Zealand market. Now, how do you do this, and how does the program help them become job ready for the New Zealand market?
Yeah, that's a great question. So what we do is we use a model called the Gigala model. So it's based on the Tongan lei. So we take our clients through that process. So and part of that process is talking about what skills they have and what skills that they had in the islands and how we can transfer those skills here in New Zealand. So it's all about building confidence and also looking at their CV as well and building a great CV, which looks really good to employers here in New Zealand as well. So just transferring the skills that they've had from the islands over to New Zealand. And then from there, we also offer interview coaching as well, because, you know, interviews can be very nerve-wracking for our clients. So just giving them tips, giving them encouragement, and just coaching them through those interview skills. And we also talk about what's it like to work in New Zealand. So making them work ready and just telling them about the different ways that, you know, the social ways that we have that when we work in, you know, places here in New Zealand. So that's pretty much what we do.
Then that's really, really cool.
I'm so sorry, John. Like, you know, I mentioned off. Yeah, I'm going to quickly jump into and ask another question because job ready.
Yeah.
I've experienced, you know, with my own ainga that's come over from overseas, and their, you know, language has been probably is going to be one of the biggest barriers when they're seeking employment here in New Zealand. How does Pacific Work Connect help with that barrier? Because if, you know, English is going to be their second language, when they head over to and then they get accepted into whatever, you know, their job, how are they then going to communicate? Do you have a program where you still guide them through till they're maybe like 2 months after that they've, you know, received a job here in New Zealand?
Yeah, sure. We definitely do. So what we do is if a client is successful into work, what happens is we'll follow up with that client and make sure that they're doing okay. We call it, you know, that partial care. So we take them from the beginning right to the end. And once we get them to that destination place, we would follow up with them because it's all about those success stories. But we also want to make sure that the client themselves are happy and that they're doing well. So we want to make sure that we check up on them. So we definitely do that. So it's part of that village mentality. It's all about that village mentality and looking after our clients. Yes.
Now,
that sounds so cool.
That's really cool. Now, Eseta, Jono did talk about that village mentality. Now, what difference do you think having one-on-one career training with a Pacific person, what difference has that made to our Pacific migrants that have come to New Zealand?
The difference that it's made is that we present our programs in the language. So whether our clients are Tongan, Samoan, Niuean, we would communicate with them in Samoan or in whatever language that they're comfortable with, just to help them understand, but also navigate them through their journey here into the workplace.
Yeah. You know, I love that. Sorry, Eseta, everyone's kind of walking back and forth. But you know what? I love that you can do that. Being born in New Zealand, how difficult has it been? Because I know as a New Zealand born, with my new job, I've had to deal a lot with our elderly Samoans, and I know that there is a different way to approach them. There's a different way to kind of what do you call it? There's just a different way of addressing them. And I know that from a New Zealand born, it is a little bit difficult to draw the line where you need to when it comes to business, but you also have to show a little bit of compassion when it comes to our Pasifika community who have just travelled into a brand new country, and you don't want to overwhelm them with the knowledge that you hold. Not saying that they're not, but they come with something different. You've got something different. How do you overcome that? Is there like a certain strategy or way that you approach our Pasifika community heading over from the islands?
We're actually children of migrants. So we understand as children of migrants, and growing up as children of migrants, we had to be the translators. We had to not only learn about our culture, but we're able to navigate between the two worlds. Really fortunate to have my mum still alive. She gives me the knowledge of the language and the culture. So we're able to, we're flexible to work between the worlds. And one of the ways that our new migrants, what is home for them when they come to New Zealand, everybody's talking in English, but we have the capability to speak in their home language, and it makes them feel really at home. Yeah. If somebody, if I see, somebody else speaking in Samoan, they, our new people, they feel really relaxed. Yeah. They feel really at home. So we have the ability to speak in the language that makes them feel really relaxed, and we're able to, this is the word that we use in our whānau this morning, we are able to gently introduce them into the New Zealand context. It's not full on English and full on this is what you do. We build the culture, we build what Māori call whanaunatanga, we build a relationship. So through our talanoa, and we understand that we're part of their village, their new village in Aotearoa, because they've left their village in the islands. So when they meet with us, so we are very clear about what our role is as Pacific consultants, that we're going to help them and to build their village by connecting them to education, introducing them to some people we know will be really kind to them and really respectful, helping them into the next job. So that's pretty much our story. 18.
I love that because, I've had several family members head over, and it's been difficult. I don't understand the system, although I'm born and raised here in New Zealand. There was never a need for me to seek assistance for because of my But then when my family started traveling in, I struggled to kind of find somewhere that had that wraparound service for our community. So it's so awesome to hear that there is a community there to help our Pasifika people. Sorry, team, what can our people expect to gain when they sign up to Pacific Work Connect?
I'm pointing to Eseta.
Okay. So once you sign up with us, we offer 10 hours of free training. Within that 10 hours, we do a 3-hour workshop where we identify where you're at in your journey. That could be, you could be needing help in your CV or cover letter, or just prepping for an interview. So after the 3-hour workshop, we do one-on-one coaching with them. And that's just to help them prepare for interviews and applying for jobs.
I love that. And one of the highlights for me is that the course is given in the native language of the person that is the migrant, and I think that's really, really amazing. So for everyone that's watching, and I know that everyone is really curious and dying to know, how can we sign up or attend these workshops?
Yep, so we have a Facebook page, Pacific Work Connect. You can message us there, and one of us will be in contact with you. You can call our 0800 number, which is 0800 601 301, or you can also email us at pacificworkconnect@tec.govt.nz.
Awesome, guys. Now, you've talked about how you've been helping all our Pacific migrants and the amazing service that you guys have been giving to them. If you could please share maybe some stories, some success stories of our client testimonies and the differences that you've made in some of your ex-clients or current clients' lives. I'll throw it to Jono.
For me, I've only been here for just a month, but what I've seen is the team success over the past 2 years in this program, and I've seen the passion, the drive that they have in order to deliver this Pacifica program for Pacifica people, by Pacifica people. And I think Eseta has a story to share about one of our clients who was successful in an internship, and I think also Ligi could share as well.
I like how you've just passed that question on so professionally. It was brilliant.
He's a rugby player. He's a rugby player. That's what he does.
There we go.
Yeah, like my Sunnyville pass there, and I just.
I saw that. It was good. I liked it.
So just this week, we've posted up a new success video on our Facebook page of one of our consultants, Mele Tuai, who's on maternity leave at the moment. She was working with him, and he got an internship with Becca in Christchurch. So he's moved there now and taken up that role. So it was through the program that helped him get there.
Wow. And Becca's a very big recognizable company as well.
Yes.
Well done.
Yeah.
So our some other stories with actually, there was a Samoan woman. She's never worked in Samoa. She's never worked in New Zealand, but most of her life in Samoa was looking after her elderly parents. And so we helped her. We talked about those skills are not wasted, and we talked about transferable skills, of course, in the Samoan language. And now where she is working now, she's looking after elderly people out in West Auckland. So for somebody that's never worked before, and so here in New Zealand, this is her second paid job, because her first paid job was helping with electoral role. And so now she's in a stable job.
I love that.
And I think that just goes to show that, it's never too late to try and achieve anything in life, regardless of your past experience or non-experience. Which brings me on to another question, and I'm sorry, I'm just like asking questions. But for people that, and we are all guilty of this. Sometimes we don't take the next step because we are scared of rejection or we're scared of failure. And so for people that are listening in or, are kind of curious and they want to explore Pacific Work Connect, but they have some reservations or hesitations, what advice, I'm going to throw it back to Jono since he passed the ball before. I'm going to pass it back to Jono. Jono, what advice do you have to people that have these hesitations but actually want to sign up to Pacific Work Connect?
Yeah, I think, that's a view that most of our Pacifica people are about taking the first step. But honestly, I would highly recommend just anyone out there that hasn't had the training program before or that's just interested, just please message us through Facebook, through our email, or just give us a call. You could just pretty much think of us like family, like we say that it is a village mentality. So we're all family here. You can be from any Pacific island. We as a team will always lead with our heart, and we put that at the up front of what we do is always we lead with our heart, and we're always open and transparent with our clients. And we'll be happy to help anyone, and if we can't help anybody with this program, we'll be sure to help them, put them in the right direction on where they need to be. But I would encourage anyone to get in touch with us.
I love that. And I'm sure there's going to be a representation of your wider team, but just talking to you three right now, you just have a very comfortable, inviting energy and nature. And I know that I usually get, I'm like the student in the class that's always a little bit like hesitant to put up my hand and ask a question. But honestly, you guys give me this vibe that even I would put up my hand and be like, hey, I need a little bit of help. So
but
good on you guys. Yeah.
I'm saying congratulations. Well done on the awesome work. And I love what you've said, Pacific Work Connect. Lead from their hearts, and it's so important because I think nowadays a lot of people it's all about trust, and it is, and I think this is probably why our relationship topics that we have been discussing on the show recently has had a big massive interest. There's been a massive interest about it because you've got people who need to trust somebody, and we talk a lot about it as well, but I'm going to go back to Eseta. Eseta just mentioned Christchurch and a success story about a client who is now working or has moved into Christchurch. Is it safe to say that you are available for our Pasifika community who live outside of Auckland as well?
Not at the moment. We are Auckland-wide right now, but hopefully in the near future we will be nationwide.
Now, I am getting some questions through, but I just want to say hello to Nana Millie who's tuned in, and we send you so much love. Thank you so much. She's always tuning in, so we love her so much. But your Facebook, what are the details to your Facebook page, and what is the link to your website? If you could please share that.
Our Facebook page is just Pacific Work Connect. So you can just search up Pacific Work Connect and you'll find us. Our website, Ligi,
we don't have a website. So there is the careers.govt.nz. So the careers part, that website is at the moment currently under the Tertiary Education Commission. So when you go into their website, you can type in Pacific Work Connect, and then it'll direct us to information about our program.
Perfect. Now, I'm always a very big believer on grasping the bull by the horns and taking every opportunity. So I'm just going to plug in that here at Bluwave, we offer website services. So if you did want to get a website done, Bluwave is your go-to.
I love that. Look, team, I know that we are going to be wrapping up our show, but I'm gonna go back to, I love that everyone from the Pacific that come here, I'm not too sure if you can hear that. It's really busy in Manukau. You've used their skill sets that they come with from overseas. How a lot of our Pasifika community, there's a part of us that don't always open up too much, and they water down their skills. How do you and how does your team manage to kind of identify that and make sure that when your clients or customers come through, that you bring out every single skill set? Because a lot of the time I could probably be like a great singer. I'm not, but
no, she's famous.
Like if I'm like, I'm in our Pasifika community, they're quite humble and they don't always give everything or all the information that's required to help them. How do you then, what strategy do you use to bring that out of our Pasifika people? Because I find that that's probably the one thing that they are very talented. However, they're very shy or too humble to kind of, put it down on piece of paper.
So because we're only 10 hours of coaching, and what we talk to our clients is, so we talked with them with the job now and the job for the future. And so the job now, for many, some of the discriminative practices, I could have a person who's HR in Samoa. When they come here, a lot of those HR companies, they don't hire them because they don't have any New Zealand experience. Unfortunately, that's normal. And so we coach through with our clients. We talk about, okay, and one of the other criteria when they arrive in New Zealand, they need to find a job, and they need to, part of the settlement is that they're looking for a house. They need to organize their kids to go to school. So there's a lot of additional stress. And part of them is also they don't realize, our people, how expensive living in Auckland is. And so a job is really crucial. So part of our coaching is a job for the next job for now. And then we look at the career, what they really are meant to be stepping into for the future. So that's part of our coaching, is that realistically for now and looking ahead at the future. So the future because settlement is a journey. 10, it's a long time. Even people who've been in New Zealand for 10 years, they still don't know the job labour market. And so what we can give in our coaching is a plan. And gently introduce them to the New Zealand culture. This is the reality, and this is, so we help them with a plan. And part of that plan could be that they will still need to do more training at a tertiary provider to upskill their quals from the islands to fit New Zealand. And so that plan for the future, it could involve training, and also at the same time that they're working with a job for now. So not everything will be for fola when they come to us, but what we do is we help them. I think we're a bit of like a compass, like a navigator. So we meet them where they're at, and then we help them realistically to, for their dream for the future, and be realistic of what's happening currently. It's a strategy.
It's that strategy. No, it is important, because I think, like I said, our Pacifica people, I've had a few horror stories being shared through to me, and and I feel for our people, because they are coming here for a better future for their children, but then they don't actually understand that I think the mentality when our people do come is straight away that it's gonna be luxury. All the luxury is gonna be there, not knowing that we've had to people who are born and raised in New Zealand, we actually still kind of struggle as well, trying to navigate our ways through here, the country that we're meant to kind of really know from since birth. But no, it was just kind of important for me to ask that, because I know that a lot of our people have shared their concerns when they arrive here, and then they don't like it because there's but for all of our Pacifica people or who have families that need Fesosoangi, Pacific Work Connect, get in contact with them, even if it's just for some advice. They will redirect you to the services that are available to our people. So please, don't be makamuli to ask the questions. Please, the service is there and available for our people. So please use the service. You've heard it. They lead from their hearts, and that's all you need to know, is that they lead from their hearts. They are doing what they need to help our Pacifica people
definitely
reach their goals.
And Rebecca has tuned in, and she says hi Jono and hi Seta, and we've made it a little bit easier for everyone that's watching. If you are interested in signing up or applying to Pacific Work Connect, the link to their Facebook page is on the description box of so it's just one click away, guys.
Oh, there, the information's there. We're just helping you, making it easier for everyone. But look, we do have to wrap up. The builders probably gonna bring the tradies up soon. But look, team, it's been an absolute honor having all three of you on our show to give us more details on how you, as an organisation, are helping our Pacifica people navigate through here in New Zealand. But before we wrap up our show, do you have any final words? We'll open up to all three of you. Any final words or any shout outs that you want to make out to your fans?
I don't have any plans.
She does. I suppose just wanted to wish everybody a very happy Christmas to all your viewers, and also to wish you all the best, Bluwave TV. Some really exciting stuff that are coming through from your organisation. So I just want to wish you all a happy Christmas and a very, very prosperous new year.
Thank you so much. We seem to have lost Jono, so you're going to have to tell him thank you so much on our behalf for joining us. But honestly, ladies, it's been such an amazing talanoa, and I'm so excited for everyone that's currently part of your program, and for everyone that is soon, hopefully, to also join your program.
Look, and I just want to say it again to our Pacifica community, and even if you're just you're born here in New Zealand, but if you know someone in mga o mele fesosoangi, if you know anyone that needs help and assistance, please direct them to our team here at Pacific Work Connect. And you've seen now as well, we've posted up another service available, Oceania. Where is it? Oceania Career Academy is also another service that's available. So please don't be shy. These services are out there to help build our Pacifica community so that we can strive and be successful. And so you can then share your story to the next person. So don't be shy. The service is there and it's available to everyone. And if you're not too sure, don't worry, ask anyway. Just ask the question, you never know. But otherwise, thank you so much, ladies. Thank you, Pacific Work Connect, for your loving contribution that you have for our Pacifica community. And a massive shout out to all of our viewers who have tuned in again for Thursday, and a shout out to all of our sponsors once again, Pacific 40 Talofa Voucher, Maoto Samoa, The Generator, Pacific Easy, Oceania Career Academy, and I've just got the big hello that Jono's just tuned in again. So you know what, we'll let Jono share his final words with us today.
Jono's keeping us on our toes.
Yeah, sorry about that. I wasn't paying attention to my battery, so my laptop just completely cut off there, so I do apologize. I was so excited to be on the show, I forgot to plug in my charger. But last and final words today is that I encourage all our Pacifica community, migrants that have come here, family and friends, please get in touch with us. We'll be here to help you guys. And thank you so much for having us on your show, Pea and Claudia. It's been awesome. Te lava.
Thank you so much, honestly. Such a great way to end our Thursday. Thank you so much, team, and we wish you all a blessed Thursday, and a shout out to the beautiful Vasa who's also tuned in, and thank you so much.
Yeah, shout out to everyone that's just tuned in. And also I better just quickly, I know that there is a Vax drive. Deacon did come through yesterday, and also Ani. Please support the Vax. If you haven't been vaccinated, this Saturday, Blue TV will be on site. Asiata, the brother Asiata, and Lorenzo will be the MC this Saturday there in Manurewa. I believe it's St. Anne. So if you haven't been vaccinated or you need a booster shot, head over there. I think myself and Claudia, we are still deciding on whether we need to go because we've got other plans, right? We have a date. But everyone, God bless. Have a wonderful Thursday. That's us. See you. Bye.
Merry Christmas, ma whaelonga tupeta I lua se lautala e whase fulu o Sauni e le Pacific Easy mo ana paanga. E lua se fulu whaelonga mo Samoa, lua se fulu foi whaelonga tupeta I lua se lautala mo New Zealand nei. Whamole mole whaonga le tali fufonga au mai lau pasi e loa ai wa mai au na whai utui. Mai fautui na foi le whaonga o le F-Pass e tutongi e tupe whaamomoli. Pe a whaonga ina o tātou ofisai o Tara o Tahuru ma mangele. Whaaftek tele Samoa le langlango i le nei tausanga ma ia maru i tele le Christmasi ma le tausanga fau I ainga umo Samoa. Modisi whaamtalanga wala au le ovalu se lau o tasi ono. Po le lua fitu ono, fitu wiva, fitu wha. Pacific Easy o lau paanga mo tupe whaamomoli I Samoa.
Talofa voucher is one of the most convenient ways that I'm finding now to do my shopping here at Farmer Joe, and my sister just sent through the voucher on my cell phone, and I just come straight here to Farmer Joe to do my shopping.
Ole si tūlanga pitusili o le tāu. Ole lafo me o le pepa tala o loa. Ona whaanga le whaatau i o loa e au ngā mo le ainga.
I think it's really convenient for families overseas if they don't know how to help their families here. Then this is the perfect way.
Mai ai le sa so fua tau e le sia sa.
Le fia foi sa we mo mawina le foi au nang fo e ala mai le talo for voucher. Ila wana whaakau ma me te mga oai. Ile voucher.
Tai mo le talo pa voucher ua maua le apususi o se wa fine. So se paro loa fai ngo fie. A me se le te wherua i mana o telefoni. Tai mi uma. Ai lo le lafo me le cash. O na inu e lor tamā o le ainga.
Ia whapea tu lava le talo for voucher mo le foi au nang fo whaptai. Ngā lua langa le tampai.
Tai talo pa voucher. Teki talo pa voucher.
O le Oceania Career Academy, o sea o ngai mangele ua whaatui nei le pūlenga le whono mō tangata Pasifika ma Maori. O sea o ngai mauaile to mai whakamuta, whaapea isi anga wa esese. E to lia so se tangata mai le se furu ono i le wha se furu tausanga, mai ha o nga fua li ima tamai tai wano fo mau pesi te seni New Zealand. Whaafso tai nei loa le OCA i le overu se lau, ono lua lua, valu fitasi. Pea si le website www.oca.nz.
Tau tua mare au nanga mo tau sa mo service station nei tona i matu. Ma tau teu tuina lo ta vale, ma le tele onisi o matu au nanga i se ese. Ai le ngata foile, ma tau te seke ina fo ila ta vale. Siapa lah yang voice wow, mau lah ucapan. Apa itu yang baik Pak Ulusa? Awalnya telepon, matu tu siapa lah yang voice mau lah ucapan. Mulu no posila pia, mua, tapi lah ucapan lepas out. Mua, tapi lah telefon ni time me utu ina lah ucapan. Mana baik nggak mulu. Mana tua fo e matua i whaasaina lo tau maftapa ai no fuanga whapeni. Mata Samoa, ore mata mo Samoa. Mato te fia e au na pea mo oi Samoa. Maftaile fia mai. We'll see you again. God bless.
For the next generation of growers and farmers in the Pacific, may you find your own rhythm on the land. May you grow and teach others how to grow with love. May your skills and intuition continue to nourish, nurture, and advise those who need it.